I was just watching like a bunch of videos on like you guys know about that TikTok situation on Sienna May and Jack White or whatever. That is insane, dude. Like I was watching a like 14-part series about how she was basically just trying to back up her claim that she did not rape him. And I'm like, dude, all of the points you bring up are completely just arbitrary. And especially on, I think it was our part 10 video, she was saying something like, oh, well, why didn't you bring it up immediately? Or why didn't you say that you didn't like it? But I'm like, he did say he didn't like it. And you even posted a video completely destroying that claim of him saying he never saying he didn't like it. And that video was something like, I think it was like, what's it called? She posted a video like 2 weeks before the whole incident happened, but when he finally came out and said, yeah, she raped him. And saying something like, she posted a video saying, it's my love language, touching is my love language, because they were dating at the time, I think. And the caption said, I know you don't like it, Jack, but I'm not gonna stop. No, I know everyone brings up this point, but imagine Jack posted that video and changed the caption to, I know you don't like it, Sienna, but I'm not stopping. The entire world would be in uproar. He'd be in prison. He'd have his head on a spike, dude. It's crazy, just the double standards, but I'm not gonna talk about double standards, I'm just talking about this. It's like, and on the thing where she said, why didn't you bring it up immediately? I mean, that's kind of, like, in any other situation, that would be an amazing point. Why wouldn't you bring it up immediately? Why wouldn't you bring it up immediately? But this is not any ordinary situation. Because, you see, you're a female TikToker with, like, 14 million followers, and he's, like, a TikToker with, like, a male TikToker at best, with, like, 1 million followers or something, I think. Now, with the way society works, who are they gonna believe? Who are they gonna believe? The female TikToker with 14 million or the male TikToker with like 2 million? Who are they gonna believe? And it's obvious they're gonna believe the 14 million female TikToker. A, because she's female, and B, because she's like very popular. It's like, yeah, let me give an example. Kind of smooth my example out. Imagine a poor person, homeless, goes to the court or the police and say, hey, this man, billionaire Bill Gates, just punched me in the face and stole all my money. Like, stole the $30 I had in my cup. Because he's panhandling, you know? He's asking for money. Who are the police gonna believe? They're obviously gonna believe that he's lying and just trying to get money from Bill Gates, you know? Because of just the way society works. It's obvious, and you can't do anything about that because it's just been going on for hundreds of years. Everyone's gonna believe the person who's more successful. AKA Sienna May. That's my opinion on that, and like I was saying, because, you know, he didn't immediately say anything because, you know, he'd have his entire life destroyed. No one was going to believe him. He'd probably lose thousands of followers. Yeah, like I was saying. Oh my god, I need to turn this music off. I don't know what the song is, I kind of just put it on. I need to turn off my car sound so I can like, think clearly. But like I was saying, he didn't say anything because he'd probably just have his entire life destroyed. Like, yeah. He'd probably just have his entire life destroyed. And another thing, a point I see, like, she tried to bring up, like, the fact that his friends, like Jack White's friends, were posting the videos about it. And that's for one simple reason. Like I was saying, it kind of builds off the thing earlier. That no one was going to believe him, and... Because if you think about it, Jack White, no one was going to believe him. And his friends probably seen that, and they were like, okay, we have to do something to get this, get this out there and let everyone know what kind of person Sienna is. So they were the one who posted the videos, because if they didn't, Jack White probably would have never said anything, because like I said, he knew the consequences if he didn't have, like, that amount of just the popularity Sienna has. He knew the consequences were going to be, he'd probably have, like, lose thousands of followers and destroy his entire reputation. And Sienna, like I was saying, she was posting like a 15-part series. And every time she tried to back up her claim that she didn't rape him, or she tried to make a point about something, the point was completely arbitrary. It had nothing to do that weighs on this situation. She brings up how, like, her and Jack White were dating. Doesn't matter. If he says no, no means no. And how he might have been semi-conscious, still unconscious, doesn't matter. It's like, you can tell she's trying to backpedal as hard as she can. And a lot of the times, she'll post one part saying, oh, well, he was semi-unconscious, semi-conscious. It was fine, bro. He was semi-conscious. It's all right. And then the next part she'll say, well, it was just, he might have been unconscious, but it was like it was my love language, you know? It's like, it doesn't matter. You're contradicting yourself on, like, every point you make. You contradict yourself. It's like, you need to just stop now. You're just, like, because the second someone, and, like, it doesn't matter. Semi-conscious still is unconscious in the face of the law, because he can't consent. You just jumped on top of him and started sucking his face off. Okay? That's not okay. Because, like I said, I know everyone brings this point up, but if a male did that, he would be instantly just murdered by, like, every simp and girl on the planet. So, Sienna, and I know you're never going to see this, but I'm going to address you anyway. You're kind of a piece of shit, to be honest. Like, you try so hard to kind of just push your weight around. And you can tell that's the overarching, like, point she's trying to make. How she's the big TikToker, and, like, she's trying to make the point of how there was no way this happened. Even though there's multiple videos, and multiple of her videos give off the vibe of, hey, he doesn't like that I'm touching him, but I'm still gonna touch him. AKA pointing back to the one where she said, it's my love language, and I'm not gonna stop. You know? Even, like, with the caption, I know you don't like a Jack, but I'm not gonna stop. It just gives off that vibe of she knows what she's doing, but she's really trying to just push her weight around via popularity. And it's very annoying to watch from a standpoint of men. And I'm about to get into something controversial, so this video is probably gonna get removed of the stream. It's something controversial, I'll be honest. I'm gonna go back on double standards. It's very annoying from a men standpoint, especially when you really just look at statistics. And I seen an ad on YouTube the other day. It was like a YouTube ad. It was from a makeup brand, like Pandora makeup brand or something like that. I can't remember what it was. And it was saying something like, it was like 76% of women overall have been assaulted by men. And they don't say, oh, they felt uncomfortable around men. They say assaulted. They say assaulted in the way that you think rape. That they're thinking they raped them. So, that things like when you say assaulted by men, you think they were raped, yeah, you know? Yeah, or they were grabbed, or something like that, you know? And if you think of 76%, oh, well, that doesn't sound like a very high number. There's about 4 million women on the planet right now. Or 4 billion, sorry. 4 billion women on the planet right now. It's, think about, hold up. Okay. Let me get my phone out, because I can't do this by my, no. How many women are on Earth?
According to our world and data, the sex ratio, the share of the population.
How many women live on Earth?
According to our world and data.
I can't find, it's just giving me percentages. Okay, so we'll say about 4 billion, because that's the thing I seen the other day. Like 4 billion. What is 76% of 4 billion? God damn it. What is 76% of 4 billion?
The answer is 3,040,000,000.
3,040,000,000. So, by that adds standards, 3 billion of like the 4 billion something. Keep going. 3 billion of the 4 billion women on the entire planet would have had to have been assaulted. Which is just, no, that's, even from that standpoint, a lot of people are gonna go, oh, that's stupid. That's not happening. But, you know, some people say, oh, well, yeah, that might have happened. But, so I'm gonna bring up some facts. A lot of people surveyed, before, you know, the whole movements of, you know, women, you know, surveys from like 2010 to 2012 surveyed over 10,000 women, and over 85% of those women during the survey said they've never been assaulted or they've felt kind of uncomfortable, like, hey, I think he might be looking at me, but they've never been like full on assaulted, like groped or anything. You know what I mean? They've never been like full on assaulted. 85% of 10,000. But like that, you gotta take that statement. So 3 billion, you take that. That means I'm just going out on a limb here. I'm not actually doing the math. I'm kind of just like walking tightroping, trying to like come up with a number. Because I'm thinking 85. So 85% of 10,000 women say that they've never been assaulted. You know, they've never been assaulted, right? That means in like 10 years, every woman would have had been assaulted like twice. And most women say they've never been assaulted in their entire lifetime. So in the last 10 years, every woman on earth would have had to been like assaulted like twice. I know that's a completely dumb number, but I'm trying to do the math in my head, but you know, I had a D in math, so. But like, that's what I'm saying. Every woman on earth would have had to have been assaulted by a man twice. And that's just not, because like I was saying, most women say they've never been assaulted in their entire lifetime. And back to double standards. Like, imagine how many surveys are done for women on how they felt uncomfortable or how they've been assaulted by men. You see like hundreds of surveys a day conducted by scientists asking women if they felt uncomfortable or been assaulted. How many do you see that on the other side of the spectrum? How many surveys do you see, on average, asking men if they felt uncomfortable? And personally, as a man, I don't like that. Because, you know, I spend a lot of time on news websites. You see so many stories of men having their lives ruined by women. By women saying that they raped them. And you gotta think, if this pattern continues of women saying, oh, or crying wolf and saying, oh, he raped me, and then men having their entire lives ruined, and then the women coming out 2 days later, or 2 months later, saying, oh, we were just lying, we just wanted to get him in trouble, you know, we were just messing with him. If that pattern continues in like 5-10 years, no one's gonna believe actual rape victims. No one's gonna believe them. Because they're gonna be like, oh, well, and if they do believe them, it's gonna take a lot longer for the dude to get caught. Because they're going to have to go through every single piece of just everything. It's going to take so much longer for the dude to get caught. Because they're going to have to look through everything, sift through the tiniest grains of evidence, just to see if she's telling the truth or not. Because they're going to think, oh, well, what if she's lying? Like, what if she's lying? Well, then, like, well, we don't want to ruin this guy's career, like this dude's entire life, because she was lying. We gotta go. It's gonna take so much longer for him to actually get caught. And I see a lot of tweets on Twitter, which it's like, Twitter is just the cesspool of all humanity. It's where people go to just say the dumbest things ever, because they know there's like no chance they'll actually have to face the repercussions. Because if you go on like IRL and start saying dumb stuff like, oh, I hate black people, you're gonna get killed. But if you go on Twitter and say something, then there's not a very high chance you're gonna get found. Or, well, there is, because, you know, BLM is like the headquarters of, or Twitter's like the headquarters of BLM. I'm not getting on the BLMs. But, like I was saying, it's double standards like that, and, yeah. I go on Twitter, and I see a lot of people, I have a screenshot from something I seen last night. Gallery. Here it is. Posted by Emily Swaven. Men, if a woman accuses you of rape, even if you didn't do it, you shut up and accept the charges. Women have been systematically oppressed for years, and you giving up some years of your freedom doesn't compare to the oppression they've been through. And you know what? I looked in the comments, and people agree with her. They're saying, "Yas, queen." It's just very annoying to see how women want to, like, I'm not gonna say, it's not all women. I'm not gonna do the thing, like, I could very easily just generalize all women, like women do us, like I was saying. How the little Emily women say, well, it's all men. I feel uncomfortable around all men. I could do that, except change it to women. I could say, oh, I feel uncomfortable around all women. But you see, I'm not going to say all women, because I don't. I'm not going to generalize them like they do us, because I'm not that garbage of a person, you know? But I am going to have to just say women, because, you know, women want to say stuff like, oh god, I already forgot what I was going to say. Women want to say stuff, fuck, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, great, yep, forgot what I was going to say. Had a good point lined up, and I already forgot. Well, I'm just going to have to sit in silence here trying to remember what I was thinking about. Oh, yeah, here it is. Women want to say that men have, men have been oppressed. Oh, no, women want to say women have been oppressed for hundreds of years, you know? And yeah, that's true from some standpoint in history. Yes, up until like the 1970s, up until like women got their rights in like 19 something. Like 1920, women got the right to vote and stuff. Up until then, women have been oppressed, but then they started having better. And then from like that point on, especially like in the early 2000s and just leading up to then, they've completely flipped the scale. Now men have to, like, now, like, they were saying something like, now men are the bad guys, you know. You see a man walking down the street at night, you know, just taking a breather, walking. A woman sees him and she immediately cries wolf and blows the rape whistle. Like, they want to portray us as the bad guy. But really, we're not. Because I'm going to say this, 9 times out of 10, if you see a man walking, if you're a woman, you see a man walking at night, dude's just minding his own business. Yeah, maybe there's that like 5% that he's just gonna come up and grope you. But that's what fucking pepper spray is for. Or like a gun. It's like, yeah. But like I said, 9 times out of 10, dude's just minding his own business, taking a breather. Or he's walking home from work, or walking home from a bar or something. He's most likely not gonna just run up and rape you or something. And I know it sounds like a total idiot, but like, dude, they want to say, oh, well, there's that 10, they want to flip this scale. They say 9 times out of 10 that man is going to rape you. But 9 times out of 10, he isn't. Dude's minding his own business. And like I said, they want to say all men. Or that, no, what I see a lot of women saying is, not all men, but enough men. How many men have actually, and it's always the people that want to say, it's always the women that want to say they're a part of the 97%, which, no. I see a lot of people or women bring up the fact that it's 97% of women been raped. No, it's not. It's not. That's like so many. That's almost 4 billion women that have been raped, which is just not. No, it's stupid. I don't even think in the history of the world 4 billion people or 4 billion women have been raped. I mean, maybe 4 billion like of both genders, like. You know, but like in all, maybe sure, maybe you can get about close to that number, but yeah. No, actually, no, that's completely stupid. No, 4 billion people in the history of the world have not been raped. So in 97%, it's like, no, that's dumb. 97% isn't a thing. And they want to say, oh, well, 97% is the amount of percent like that of women that have been raped. And they want to bring up like one study done in like 2016 by some British chicks, and you know 97%. But they don't look at the full thing. They see 97% and they go, but then like they don't read the full like article, which it says they surveyed 5,000 women, and they say 90% of those women have been raped. Okay, that still sounds bad, but you feel me? You still following? 97, it's not 97% of those women that have been raped. It's 97% of them have felt uncomfortable around men. Yeah, sure, some of them say, yeah, I was raped, but like a lot of those are just saying, oh yeah, I did feel uncomfortable this one time. And the men didn't grab them. They just said they felt uncomfortable, you know? And they actually clarified. So, they said they felt uncomfortable. Like I was saying, they said they felt uncomfortable. And especially with a lot of this narrative today about how all men are the bad guys, like all men are the bad guys, they probably said they felt uncomfortable just because he was a man. Especially with the narrative of ones like a lot of people are pushing. You know? Like the narrative a lot of people are pushing, yeah, it's all men, but no, it's not. It's not all men, no. But yeah. Yeah, like they probably just said they felt uncomfortable because it was a man. I need to. I'm non-political on my standpoint, you know. I'm not a Trump or Biden person, but I do want to talk about something that Biden did recently. Like I'm saying, I'm not a Trump supporter, I'm not a Biden supporter, I cannot care less. I don't get the right to vote till I'm 18, so I do not give a fuck. But I did want to talk about this. Like, Biden, his first 2 weeks in office, he had already bombed Syrian villages. You heard that? You heard about that? He had already bombed like 4 Syrian villages with civilians in them. And I know he was saying something like, oh, well, they were housing ISIS fighters. Yeah, they were. That's very true. The villages he bombed were housing ISIS fighters. But they also had civilians. You see, you don't bomb a village because you know they have ISIS fighters in them. You bomb a village when you know it's an ISIS stronghold. Meaning, like I was saying, there were civilians in that village. Meaning, you'd send a team in, you'd clear the village out, and I know that's dangerous for American servicemen members. And you heard this Memorial Day, almost every like military graveyard in like a good portion of the country didn't even have flags or flowers on the graves. Nobody bothered to put anything up because America is less of an America than America has ever been. I just said America 3 times. It's like everyone just wants to hate on the country for some reason. And for almost 200, 300 years, America has been a perfect democracy. We've had amazing economy, amazing military, amazing healthcare, you know. I mean, I get the healthcare part might be a little cap, I mean. one time I had to go into the hospital because I had like an injury on my ankle. It was like it's called tendonitis. It means the tendon is bruised and makes it hard to walk, kinda. And it cost my parents $800 for me to go lay in a hospital bed and then feel up my tendons. And I'm like, dude, that's insane. That's why I'm like, Canada is like a less economical PowerPoint for us. Yes. I'm not saying Canada's economy is bad. No, it's amazing. But they just don't have like the money or the people and stuff that we have. Meaning, like I said, Canada is doing better than us, or Canada is less successful than us. They're still really successful. I'm not saying they're bad, but we obviously have a better economy. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. But like, we obviously have a better economy, and they have free healthcare, so obviously we could do free healthcare. Am I right? Yeah. Like, bro, I've seen people die on the way to the hospital because they opted to ride in the family car and they couldn't get the medical help they needed on the way to the hospital. They opted to ride in the family car because a ride in an ambulance costs like $8,000. I don't think it's $8,000, but it's like really expensive. It's almost $1,000, I'm pretty sure, especially in the US or where I live. It's almost $1,000 for one ride in the ambulance. And a lot of people don't want to put that financial strain on their families. So they end up just riding in the family car and dying on the way to the hospital because they can't get the like on the road support, like medical support they need, like ventilators or actual medical professionals. Oh, it's just really annoying. Ugh, dang, can this thing just update already? I might just go, lay in bed for a few minutes with my PS4 in rest mode, so this thing will actually download quicker. So, I've talked about all the stuff I want to talk about, later.